Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is the Funder Mifflin cycling team in Pro Cycling Manager 25, and we are picking up where we left off during the tour of Saudi Arabia. Got some interesting news overnight in the email, and that is that I've been chosen to lead a national team. I have to imagine that every player is asked to lead one of the national teams. I can't imagine it could be any different because I'm no good at this. But I'm going to go ahead and say United States. That's where my team is from. That's my nationality. I don't know why the Netherlands would need me to run their team. They have a pretty good system set up already, I think. At least that's what I've heard. So we're going to say the United States there. And then we have a few other outlooks that were popping up here, and I'm just going to move through those. At this point in the game, I don't know that this information is terribly important for me or my understanding of what I need to do next. So we have the stage three of the tour of Saudi Arabia, and we've done pretty well so far. I can't really complain about the outcomes we've had, but I am going to make a strategic change, I think. So first of all, this is a very flat run, and we are not necessarily picked to do well at all. I'm noticing Danny Van Poppel is here, and that's interesting to me. He got in a little trouble, I guess, yesterday in the Tour de France, from my understanding. And I don't know exactly what that's about. Try not to pay too much attention to that. But yeah, that's a name that popped up. I'm assuming that's who this is. So anyway, let's see what we've got here. So they've got Colnaghi, it picked as who they interviewed as doing well. And then Bram Welton is who the editor is picking as probably doing really well. And again, none of our team is listed, and that's okay. We're not expecting to be just yet. Let's move on. Equipment, we're going to leave it alone. Going to assume the whole team is going to ride on that material. Strategy is where I wanted to change something. So we have Larry Warbas, who's the Warbase. I don't know how he says his name. I'll see if I can find a pronunciation. I forgot to do that. But nonetheless, he's the old man on the team. He's 34. This is probably his last season, if we're being honest. Cycling is, well, 34 is a young man, if you ask me. But in the cycling world, that's ancient, is my understanding. So I think we're going to relegate him to the regular folk. And I'm going to put Wisniowski as my lead because he's my main sprinter. He's got my best sprinting opportunity. Larry here is like a 59, 56. So with a good day, he's a 60. Whereas Wisniowski is a 70 here. I think if we look through here, Pederson's really good. And I'm thinking he might be my second. Good Bardour here. Great Bardour there. Rusin seems to do a lot of stuff well. And I got to keep that in mind. He's older as well. He's not going to be around on the Funder Mifflin team too much longer, I don't think. He's at the end of his career, not at the beginning. And then Colby Simmons is doing pretty well too, and he's a decent sprinter. So he's somebody I should probably keep in mind. But I think for today, we're going to go with Pederson. I just feel like that's my best option. So I'm going to put him in. I think this is basically who you're wanting to win the stage. If you know where there's information on what the icons mean, that would be great. I haven't found it myself. I would like to be able to share that with folks at a broader audience if possible. Nonetheless, this is what we're going to go with. I do need to pick some folks to support them. I think we're going to put Simmons with Wisniowski. I'm not sure how to say that one either, actually. Sorry, folks. Jesse Maris is going to go with Simmons. Rusin is going to go with Simmons. Oops, there we go. And, oh no, putting them all on. I want to put one of them, I'm sorry. We want to put them with Pederson. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, there we go. And then I think we'll put Phillips in there too. So Warbas is going to be kind of my solo element. Yeah, he's not going to like that much, but that's where we are. He could take part in sprints. I wouldn't mind him following attacks. I'm halfway between maybe not setting two folks. In fact, maybe we do go ahead and drop Within Phillipson down and put him as, I don't know, would he be a good attacker? He's a good Barodor, as is Larry there. So maybe we'll do that for now. Let's go with that. And we'll start the race, and we will pick up where things start to get exciting. Okay, the Breakaway had gotten to like a 5-minute lead at one point, but they got pulled back in. It was a 4-cyclist breakaway, and they grabbed those first intermediate sprint points. We're coming up to the second intermediate sprint, and I was going to take a look and see where my guys stand in points, if any of them are in contention, and it turns out Colby Simmons is. So I think he might try to grab some points. I don't know that he's going to challenge for the green jersey. That belongs to Danny Van Poppel right now. But I think he could, you know, at least collect some points. Top 5 would look great for him. I think he would like that. Larry could also probably push for it just a little bit, but I think we're going to go with Colby in this case. So I'm going to find him and get him set up to maybe do some damage here with them. I'm going to drop him behind Maris, I think. There we go. No, it's not letting me do that. What's going on? Okay, can I go the other way? Well, that's really weird. All right, well, we got what we wanted finally. Was he on water bottle? No, I don't see what was the problem there, but we'll go with that. There's Maris. Simmons is right behind him, so that's good. We're going to put him on relay to kind of maybe move him a little bit to the front. Pump him up to 80. Get a lead out started. He's going to have to do more than that, isn't he? They're really pushing. All right. Well, he's got about 3 seconds, and there's the sprint starting. I think I'm going to have Simmons go ahead and go for it. We'll put him in sprint mode. We're going to drop Maris back down to something manageable. Put him right there, and let's see what Simmons does. I don't think he's going to make it. He's trying, though. Look at him go. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. Pederson's up there. He wasn't supposed to do that. That's what happens when you leave them on automatic. They follow their own logic, and that's okay. So we probably Pederson was 5th, and Simmons was 6th there at that intermediate sprint. That's not a bad deal. Let's bring him back in here, though. Don't need him going crazy, and I keep hitting space to pause. Bad habit. Okay. We're down to 21 kilometers left. We're going to go ahead and get things set up for our sprint train. I don't have a really strong feel for exactly how I want to do this, other than I want Wisniowski and Pederson at the end. Pederson. There we go. Let's give him relay again. We'll put him at 80. That should keep him right up there, I would think. Come on, are we going to recover there? There they go. Starting to move forward a little bit. And we're okay on water. Ooh, we're not okay on water for everybody. Okay, we're going to bring Warbas to the back, and then we're going to send him for water. And I would bet he never gets there with me, but that's okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. So we're at 80. We're pushing kind of hard. 14. We're getting down to, this is about where I'm going to start using some of those gels. And I've kind of started doing this where I do it every 2 kilometers. I click the next one. We'll do it right there. Get his going. And then at 10, we'll do Rusin. Maris is ready to go. He could start pushing a little harder now. Within Phillipson is kicking in now too. We'll go ahead and do this one. And then we're going to speed up that process just a little. I like to hit the last one at about 5, roughly 5. So we'll do one now. One now. And then we'll do the last 2. And we no longer want him to be leading out. He has gotten tired. We're going to go with Phillipson, and we're going to have him go ahead and start to sprint. see what we can do, if we can get any damage done. And 5K to go. We are unloading these last two as well. There we go. And that's going to do it for him. He goes to auto. He goes to sprint. There we go. That one's working. Wow, he tore it up. And now we're going to go to Simmons. Leading out well. Leading out really well. It's time. Everybody else needs to sprint. Actually, I could just do everybody sprint, right? That probably makes the most sense. They're all pretty close here. Is it going to be Wisniowski? It is. Look at that. We picked one up. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, 10. All right. I'll take that result. First, second, 4th, 10th, 21st, 57th, and Maris did fall off the back, but he's not last. There he is at 93rd. He's close to last, but he's not last. Well, we won a stage. Look at that. I'm kind of happy about that. And here we go. So 3 hours, 14 seconds. Lucas Wisniowski comes in first. I don't know how to say his name. I apologize. We'll call him Rasmus Pederson. And then Colby Simmons, Larry Warbus, Timo Rusin was 21st. Not a bad showing. All right. Heck of a showing for us. Let's go ahead and look at points. Well, that's what we expected. Simmons got a few too. Look at that. Even without getting those intermediates in. No mountains in this one. Young rider, Pederson, he's right there. Colby Simmons is with him. And then as a team, we came in first. That's great. Let's look at the overall. Wisniowski jumps up 21 points. And I'm saying Wisniowski because I have relatives with that last name, but theirs has an E in it here in the United States. I'm guessing it's Wisniowski or Wisniowski. And I apologize, folks, if it's off there. I know he's probably a known entity in cycling, and it's certainly not meant to be offensive. So moving on, Colby dropped a couple of spots. Even with a really solid finish, he ends up dropping 2 spots. Pederson moved up 34. Nice. And in points, Van Poppel is still at the top of the charts there, with Lucas coming within 10 points now. Not anything to be too upset about. Mountain, there were none today, so this is the same as previous. In fact, I think that's the third stage without mountain. I'm sorry. I think 2 of the 3 stages haven't had mountain points. Young riders. Well, that's interesting. Well, I guess, okay, I do remember that. Pederson had fallen off pretty significantly. Where did Colby finish here? He came in 4th, and he's dropping that far. That's curious. For young riders, he came in 4th. He was first. He's now 2nd. This guy must have been, but he wasn't. So I'm not quite sure how that works. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but they were same time, with Colby being much further up in this stage. More points. 1, 2, 3. He was 3. 1, 2. He was 2 spots ahead of him. I don't know how he falls behind in Young Rider. Not going to worry about it too much. Moving on, let's look at the team results. The team moved up another couple of spots. I don't know, that second stage just crushed us. We fell 13. And the thing was, it was a lot of, all the teams had a same time finish. That's really peculiar to me. Not going to worry about it too much. We're in it for a stage win, and we just got that. Our sponsor will be happy. If I recall, that was one of their desires, was Tour of Saudi Arabia, win 1 stage. There it is. And we did that. We won a stage. So it was important for us to push for that, and it worked out. Very, very happy with the result. And finally, we have a little bit of climbing happening in today's tour of Saudi Arabia. We will save this stage for the next episode. That'll be stage 4 of the tour of Saudi Arabia. And we have some climbing to do in that one. So that's going to be fun. We'll get to see how we might need to change things up a little bit. Not ending on a sprint exactly, though it will be a flat end, but nonetheless, we'll have to decide how we want to play through that. So thank you for joining me. And until next time, fair travels.